Hello, how you guys doing? Mouse, Nutrixon, the Epic Unknown, Arceus. Hello, hello. Oh, I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Why can I hear myself? This is weird. I was messing around with some filters before. This is throwing me off. Hang on, I gotta fix this. Cause I can hear myself like delayed. And it's still there. Oh my. I have no idea why. I didn't have that on, I'm sorry. The most powerful hacker of all time. Thank you so much for that. I don't know. I was mucking around with my filters, and like my monitors are off, right? Like all my monitors are off, or except these two. I don't know what's going on with these. But that's like alert crap. Bridgewater, how you doing? I have no idea where this is coming from. You know, hang on. I'm gonna mute the music channel real quick. Okay. Wait a minute. It was Twitch. It was Twitch. It was Twitch. This stupid video preview wasn't muted. This stupid video preview. Alright. Thank you, Twitch, for confusing the snot out of me. Really appreciate that. God. I'll turn that down a little bit. Alright, so, what was I don't remember. Shoot. Right. So... So I got to thinking earlier today. Remember how I was saying like a while back that I wasn't really, you know, all that happy with this right here, the animation, the background animation type stuff, like the actual animation itself. I don't mean like the process for it. The process for it works fine. Clear your sinuses? I don't know about that. Okay, double two. Yeah, yeah, because that was broadcasting to my desktop audio, which is where my alerts come in and all that stuff. So that's why you were hearing it as well. But yeah, so I mentioned a bunch that I don't particularly like this animation all that much. I wanted to do something else with it, right? And I wanted like a level select kind of thing, akin to like Star Fox or whatever, right? But the thing with that level select, of course, Bridgewater. That's exactly what happened. Yes. So with Star Fox, you have like an objective, right? You want to take down the big baddie or whatever, right? So it helps if there's like some sort of overarching like objective or story-ish kind of thing. So that got me thinking a little bit about like what I could use, right? This is just like a underwatery kind of thing, and I can't really go anywhere with that. I remember towards the start of everything, I was thinking of doing like some deep space kind of wonkiness or whatever, right? But then I'm like, one brave fella going on an adventure. But then it struck me what I could do. I could make it about like, instead of break out, right? It's break in, like you're breaking into a firewall. So like a hacking kind of theme. Think like 80s and 90s hacking stereotypes, right? So like the title screen could just be like someone in a hoodie, but you can't see their face or whatever, just like maybe two eyes or something. Some like really, really simple stuff. So then for the background, you could do, I think, some pretty interesting stuff with that. You know, like you could have, yeah, hack the planet, exactly. You can have like, thank you for the follow, appreciate that. You can have like a matrix kind of thing going for one of them. It could be a circuit board wiring. I actually thought of that one too. And that would actually help reduce the number of colors required for the background as well. Thank you for the follows, appreciate that. So if it's like a matrixy thing, I would need at most like 3 colors, maybe at most 3 colors, right? For like the falling characters or whatever, right? There's the full color, half color, and then the background color, right? Genesis Shadowrun title screen, maybe. Let me make sure that I've got Genesis Shadowrun. I won't say sure to strict. I'm not sure if I've seen the title screen for this. Oh, I like that. But yeah, like something like that in the background, though, right? The default Eric's demos. I wouldn't be surprised. No. You didn't say the magic words. Or was it asked nicely? You didn't ask nicely. But so if I took this, I could like have sprites going around the background that were like the data, electricity, whatever, hopping around the background, right? Yeah. The circuitry bit scrolls and has moving light bits. Yeah, so I figured like the light bits I could do with sprites, right? Like 5 or 6 or 10 sprites or something like that. And yeah, I could like pan the circuit, right? I can move the circuit itself. At any rate, it gives me more to really work with. So, like the power-ups and power-downs, like, what if the power-ups, I didn't call them power-ups, I called them something like, I don't know, algorithms. And the, like the power-downs, like bugs or viruses or something like that, right? Overclocking, yeah, exactly! Like something just, you know, really stereotypical and like, you know, the hacker talk or something. The grid, yeah. So yeah, so I figured like the story could be like you're some rogue hacker hacking the man, like hacking like the big corporation, nameless corporation thing. Have it very like cyberpunky kind of theme going on, right? So you start off at like the edge of the firewall or whatever, and it's like simpler or something like that. And then like the further and further you get in, like the more like closer to their systems you are or something like that, and the more, I don't know, dramatic it is. It's on a per map basis now, so I can control that per map. That's both the child map and the main maps. So I worked on that the other night. So if I open up the game real quick, and I head on over to number 8 here. This one right here is one that does have gravity and the boost, as you can see. But over here, these guys, this one does not have any gravity, nor does it have any boosts. I'll let that fall out real quick. And then over here, these guys also have gravity and the boost. Ziggy, how you doing? Name Corp. Yeah, so some like, you know, vaguely dystopian corporation, megacorp. Jojo, how you doing? It's not quite the evolution, right? And it's not like an RPG story, right? It's not a VN type story. It's a single character, 2 if you count the corporation. And I'm not a founder here. Oh no! I got a notification for that. Like, what does that actually mean? I have no idea what that means. E Corp. Yeah. So it's like, it's at most 2 characters. You're playing one of them. The other one is like the corporation or something. Vaguely Barrett Guy Corporation. Yeah. Vaguely. But yeah, so it's a very simple story, and I can put in like in between the two, in between two maps. Mr. Raw season 4. Yeah, I actually haven't watched past season 1. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it, but I don't know. I just haven't continued it. What do you post in general? Ooh, first. So does that mean like you were the first sub for her or something? I have no idea what that means actually. First 10. Oh, that's interesting. That's neat. Oh, wait. First 10 for affiliate and first 25 for partner. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty nifty. So, yeah, I can put in like a little like snippet, like a 1 or 2 sentence thing in between, you know, levels or whatever. And be like, this is the next objective or whatever. We're hacking XYZ server on their alpha target or something. Right? And I mean, so I think I can do a lot more with that than just like, I've underwater. We're underwater because we're underwater. Yeah. So I think I'm going to go with that, right? And like, so with Star Fox, it was like a planetary kind of thing, but it could be instead of like planets or space or whatever, it's like the mainframes you're getting to, and you want like the main data warehouse one or something, you know, like where the data actually resides that you want or something. Metal Gear style briefings. I mean, it's possible, you know. Like a shadowy figure talking to another shadowy figure that's you. Okay, I'm in. Yeah, exactly. Right? I'm in. Just have that like plastered on in over the top, like I'm in. So I feel like that's a theme that's doable and is fairly flexible with what I can do, you know? And it gives me a lot to work with, I think. Saw a snake. Yeah. This is not the computer playing Tetris in the background behind you playing Break. Let me just wonder. I tried playing Metal Gear. What's the one on the NES? Is that solid? Is that MGS1? Or is that just like Metal Gear? I didn't get past like the second screen, I'm gonna be honest. Like the dogs just ate my face 6 times. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna move on to something else. Metal Gear. Okay, it's just Metal Gear then. MGS1 was a place. Okay, yeah. So the one I'm thinking of is this one here. Metal Gear. I never got past the second screen. I'm not gonna lie. Solid Tron, because Life Cycle Game is basically a Snake game. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah. So this one's got like stuff between levels or whatever, right? Like, start. It's got an intro thing. I mean, I could do an intro type thing, I suppose. I wasn't really planning on it. Yeah. So this is the first Metal Gear game. Apparently there's some transceiver. What's this one? Yeah, there's the Big Boss speaking. Apparently this is all canon somehow into this MGS series. They worked that in because of course they did. But yeah, I could totally have something like, you know, you're getting like instructions from a shadowy figure that's paying you to hack this corporation or whatever, you know. Missing. First attempt to contact missing our Greyfa. Wait. First attempt to contact that does that. I don't think our works there. Anyway, but yeah. So I think that I'm gonna work towards that. Hack the Daily Planet. But so yeah, so I need to do some planning for the actual title screen. It's not title screen. The what's it? The progression screen, the map screen, if you will. I'll call it the map screen. Yeah. Plot twist at the end, shady context was shady, and you get jail time when you get the data. or I thought of this too. There's so like this is like the prequel to my last game. So you get in and everything's like, you know, you get the data, but like you were sold out. So now you're just running from the man. You're running from the authority, and you got to run out of the city. But like the city's really big or whatever, right? The Daily Bugle. Fourth wall data break with the FBI knocking on your door. Yeah. Portal 3. But yeah. So I need to figure out Portal 1. Portal. Someone actually ported Portal mechanics into Mario. I think it was for the NES. I think. Yep, it was for the NES. That's the one right there. All right. Is this? Oh, I'll skip that a little bit. That's a little loud. Hang on. You have this game? Nice. I need to actually get this ROM and play around with it a little bit. So the point is to be hackers crossover. So it'd have to be DC's Daily Planet, not Marvel's Daily Bugle. Sorry. What? Well, this isn't ROM. This is complete recreation of Super Mario Brothers. Almost Portal. Oh, this is gonna keep on going. Downloadable map packs DLC. Ah, okay, yeah, okay. So I guess it's not a ROM then. Hey, Squared, how you doing? Welcome. Ah, okay, yeah. So it's not a ROM at all. It's using OpenAL and DevIL, whatever that is, and SDL. All right, still interesting. Still pretty neat. Still pretty neat, I think. IPS patch for I don't think so. Because it has SDL and crap in it, you know. So let's go ahead and extract that. There. I know you can't see my screen over here. Oh boy. My downloads folder is too big. I need to get rid of some crap. What is it called? Mario? Did it not actually extract? No, it extracted to the folder. Oh, God. Yes, level progression and stuff. I'm not gonna be playing this, but yeah, that looks pretty neat. Can I actually? Does this work? No. Okay, so my buttons aren't even bound. Seems like the game maybe made by Love 2D. Okay. What a title screen, right? Let me hit play again over here again. But yeah, so level progression stuff. If that were a ROM hack, that would be pretty insane. I do think it's possible though. I think. Maybe I haven't gone through it, or maybe it like needs your mouse or something like that. So that would, yeah. Well, then you could use like the Super Nintendo mouse, the SNES mouse. I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, so I need to design not only like the general layout of this title screen, but also a framework for it, like how it will work programmatically, right? So I figure there's going to be two quote-unquote layers, if you want to call them that. There's going to be like the background layer that's just got everything drawn out, right? So if I go back over to Star Fox map, Hayes! How you doing? How was stream? Let's use this one. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is even better. This is a better example. Hayes, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am doing some more planning type stuff tonight. I'm probably gonna. I am gonna get into some assembly later on, but I'm not starting with that. But how you doing? How's stream? Welcome, welcome. How's the game? The game is going. The game is going. So I had a revelation earlier today. More Ackermans. Yes. Ackerman, how you doing? Hello from Lark. Hello. Welcome to the land of the living. So my current theme for the game is just like we're underwater or something, right? That's yeah, whatever. So I figured, well, what if like I make it like a hacking theme, right? Like you're some shady character in a hoodie, and you're like hacking the mainframe, and each level that you're going through is like a firewall or a mainframe or something, right? It's now Inception, gravity-ridden breakout clone with an extensive hacking backstory. Yes. He's the least powerful hacker in the universe. Is that a reference I'm missing? It's probably a reference I'm missing. But yeah, so I figured that theme like gives me so much more to really work with, right? I've wanted last year when I was talking about implementing some sort of like level progression type of map thing looking like this, right? This is from Star Fox. So tonight I think I'm gonna start laying out how I would implement this and what it needs and like I don't know what I would want to possibly do with it. We might get to some implementation details later on, but we'll see. So things with some apps are level 2 firewalls. Yeah, exactly. Like right, like it's you know, oh no, we're sucked into the firewall even deeper. We need to get out of it. You know, we need to like, you know, use this algorithm to do the things, right? Actually, actually, the big end game computer system after a different cyberpunk author, Gibson. Do a barrel roll. No. Yeah, decent start, right? Breaking through things. Exactly. You're breaking the firewall. So it's not a break out, it's a break in. Right? So yeah, so imagine like a layout like this, right? But instead of planets, you got like firewall levels and mainframes or whatever, you know? Of course, the reference was Ackerman now. Clear someone is this complete honest reviews. Yeah, well, I mean, I figure everything's pretty much a reference at this point. What if it were a breakout, a worm breaking out into the public? There's another one. Yeah, multiple storylines. There's another one we could have. Like the worm is in a secret laboratory somewhere, like you know, in a VM or something. And is trying to get out to the world or whatever using algorithms and you know avoiding bugs or something. FTL meets block breaker meets hackers. Who knew that breakout could have so much story? Using algorithms and code. Yeah, I actually want to use the word algorithms in there somewhere just to be like, just algorithms are things. Just don't worry about it. Another cool phone game that does something similar. Really? Use algorithms extensively. I plan to. So I figured like you know I want to have like power ups and power downs. But what if I call it the power downs like bugs or like viruses or something, and the power ups algorithms, right? You can use a new and advanced like gravity algorithm or something, you know. Algorithms and counter algorithms. I mean, I'm leaving a lot of room for refinement, but that's like I think the direction I want to go in. You know, Data Wing, mobile game. Ooh. Well, this is a racing game, isn't it? That's Star Wars. That's X-Wing. Gotta get in bed. My ankle is hurting from the inject again. Whoa. Get better, JoJo. Hope to see you again. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, please just make this all the dumb over the top 90. I plan on it. That's my goal right there. Just to be over the top like hacker movie kind of style thing, right? Dr. Stephen Falcon Easter egg. That name does not sound familiar. Dr. Stephen Falcon. Stephen Falcon. War Games. Oh, okay. I haven't actually watched that movie, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to do that for, like, research. AI Codebreaker screenplay, Feline tries to escape the wider interblag, but can't actually program worth the darn, so has to find various exploits to use to break into different systems, but also smack down the people trying to shut it down by DDoSing and otherwise smacking around the computers. Alright. Yeah, I hear it's a great movie. I need to actually watch it, though, you know? Databug is more of a puzzler than a racing game. Alright, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, so figure, like... Yeah, so like I was saying, there's gonna be, like, I figure 2 layers, right? So there's gonna be, like, for the progression map, right? So there's going to be the background static base layer, right? Which would be all of, like, not... Here's the planets and stuff, but it would be, like, the firewalls and servers or whatever. And the second quote-unquote layer would be the individual lines showing your progression so far through the world. Screenplays before script. That didn't click immediately, but yeah, it makes sense. These floppy disks, of course. Have like different companies than subworlds of computer network? Possibly. I don't know yet. Each person is delivering a payload in the mainframe in a similar level progression that would start on that. Yeah, something like that. But so that's the direction I want to go in. And I figure the big one. You mean the 8.5 or the 8 something or the 5 something? Loading screen hard drive. Oh. Master hacker is a must. That means the fellow just makes it some very format that never caught on IRL, like SD card sized laser discs or something like that. Screenplay feeling as a script kid. Oh god, you know. So I think the modem dial-up sounds I would actually be able to reproduce on the NES. I think, at least something close to it. You know, because the dial-up sound is like what, a bunch of square waves and some noise, right? Yeah, it's just a bunch of square waves, and then eventually some noise here, like down this way. See, noise. So I think that's very, very possible. Yeah, I'm not quite thinking about the music quite yet. But I did actually think about that while I was in the shower today. Yeah, and I might actually want to attempt that. Anything OEM would be trickier to do accurate. Yeah. So, we'll see. Did I play Uplink? I have Uplink. I don't think I have actually played very much of it, though. It's not installed, so there's step number 1, is search for installed games. I have played 44 minutes of it, apparently. I don't think I have any screenshots of it. But I have played it. I don't remember too much of it, but I do remember it's a hacking game, basically. Yeah, it's a hacking game here where you're hacking the different computers or whatever, right? Yeah. Correlation between noise and what was being sent. That kind of was. Only played the demo. Yeah, it looks like a fantastic game. I just haven't gotten around to really playing it. 2001 hacking game. Sopo awesome? Sopo awesome. You mean so awesome? Steam version of 2006. Is that game really from like 2001? Like, is that really when it was from originally? Well, 06 to Steam, which is freaking early. Digital, how you doing? Original was in 2001. That's an old game right there. All right, so I figure for the background map like this right here, I'm just going to lay that out and lay it all out by hand, and like use some sort of run length encoding or something like that for it. Because that's only really going to be stored once, once in ROM, mind you. So there's it'll be obviously split up into two parts with the pattern table stuff and also the name table stuff, right? Uplink is the crown jewel of hacking games. Excuse me, I'll have to give it another try. I'll have to give it another try here soon. And then, like I said, the second layer, if you really want to call it that, would be the lines between everything, right? I think I would want to do those on the background. I don't think I'd want to do them with sprites. I could do them with sprites, I suppose. If I don't have too many on the same line anyway, right? It had an inbuilt. Did it really? Wow. Yeah. So let's get rid of that. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? So the way I've set everything else up, is I don't necessarily have like game modes, as it were. I just have different like states the game can be in, right? And the state is really defined by where the current code is running from. So let's go ahead and open up main. Can you not actually? No. Oh, because I installed Visual Studio, the new one. I haven't actually restarted yet, so I forgot about that. I need to restart to get it to its thing. Abort that. Where's I going? I don't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, so JSR jumped to forever, but that never happens because I do this long jump stuff. So I immediately go to the title, and then all of a sudden we're in the title state, if you want to call it that way. Nice! And they use Windows. I'm sorry. Congrats on the new job, though. I'm interviewing at a few places, and hopefully I'll have a new one soon. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, so for my Runners project, pretty fun. That's good. That's good to hear. I used numerical game states, right? So I said, oh, this is the in-game game state or whatever, and this is the like the credits game state or whatnot. And based on the game state number, I would have different handlers for things. That became really complicated and whatnot. Yeah, that was really complicated. So instead, I'll be able to, I think, more seamlessly jump between names, game states, if you want to call them that, for accidentally LAN parties. Yeah, so we do want to go to the title first, I think, unless we want like some sort of intro sequence thing, but that can be just dropped in right before the title, the title stuff here. But as for the title, where do I have? Oh, it's a long jump, so it's actually somewhere else, isn't it? Yeah, that's in page number 2. That's a different page. Get on the bottom. No? Where's my... Oh, this... It's literally right here. Okay. My project is going to need another restructuring again. And bleh. Yeah, once you do it like so many times on the same project, it kind of gets like rough. Nice, hey dude. How you doing? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Where do I find these? Do I like have a list of these somewhere? No. No, I don't. How do I draw a menu? I literally just... Oh my god. Okay, well I need to change that. This is why you make a structure diagram and lay things out and know what you're doing. Yeah. Oops. I've learned that the hard way too. So this would like... Yeah, so this would be like a on the start screen anyway. We'd only have like maybe 3 options, right? So like start game, continue if I wanted to figure out password stuff. I don't know if I do. I'll leave that if I feel like it eventually. Escape getting my own ideas list. What was I going? Where was I going? So yeah, start game, possibly a password type system thing, but I'm not making any promises on that one. And like a credits screen to bring up, you know, the these credits here. And I can actually like theme this stuff as well using that background stuff and whatnot. We'll get there. And I'm not sure that there will really be anything else on that title screen, right? And with so few things on that, it gives me a lot of room to what's it? Have some sort of like, you know, title text and a graphic kind of thing, you know? I was thinking of just like some guy in a hoodie, where you can't really see his face, but maybe like he has glasses on. You can see the glasses, but that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, so I might do that too. Yeah. So I did need to change this up a little bit to satisfy that kind of format, I think. Maybe. Button A, select my menu item. How is this working here? Jump to... Hayes! Holy crap!
Hacker man. He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
Hopefully by the time this comes out of my account, my first paycheck has arrived. Zorchair.
Thank you, Hayes, for your 8th month. Goodness gracious. I really do appreciate that. Welcome back. And yes, I do hope that you don't accidentally, you know, bankrupt yourself on Twitch before your first paycheck comes in. Founder badge. Who got the founder badge? I don't see it in my chat client. Someone else have it? Oh, Hayes, you have. Oh my goodness. It doesn't show up over here for some reason. But I do see it over in my other chat. Right there. Looks nice. Looks nice. Thank you, Hayes, for that. I do appreciate it. Congrats on being one of the first subs ever. Yeah, right. I've watched it more. It's fun. It can be. It can be. Yeah. So I don't know where this actually is. This code is this in? Oh, that's probably in the main stuff because that's a long jump, isn't it? Where is it over here? Somewhere? There it is, right there. And yeah, it's a long jump. Data inits. It's looking at the init table. It's the table of init stuff. Not for you were in the first 10 apparently. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, now I see the badge. Okay. Just badge founder. You have to currently be a sub and be one of the first 10 or 15. Yeah, so I got a notification from another channel that I have a founder badge, but I need to resub in order to get it. Yeah. So the what's it? The index on the title screen is what's driving this stuff here. I might just move all of this stuff, this table, into the title screen. Maybe. F? I'm still live, right? Am I still live? Sergeant, oh, I know you told me how to say your name. Oh, you're saying F to Hayes. Got it. Sorry about my name. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Poet. I just say poet because that looks like I can remember it. Maybe. I don't know. I know I said that last time, but I promptly forgot. I do apologize. Yeah. So where else is this used? Data inits. Is this just used to jump to init? It is just used in jump to init. So I guess we could keep the jump to init here, right? And we just need to change. We just need to have like a mapping of the index to index of the menu item to the index of the init, right? Poet is better than I'll say poet. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. So data titled to init, right? So the first one's going to be the game, I guess, right? Byte, and that's going to be number 2. Or no, let's not. How about this? We'll take this, or from like that. Go to the bottom, paste, and make this the data title menu. Right? So, we ain't doing that. Yeah. Dot byte at the end. It's going to be 0 for the terminator for the list. The zeros are terminator for the string. These are null terminated strings, and we will have the index of their init in this table here. Right, so game is 2, and credits is, or excuse me, credits is 2, game is 1, like that. Unlocked about 20 founders badges, but it says I have to reset to each to get them. Yes. So if anyone said that, I have no idea. I don't know, Hayes. Maybe, I don't know. I'll find out eventually. I don't know. What is my prime up? Hang on. Let me check this real quick. Can buy money. Yeah. Oops. Rip. Let's see. Yeah, my prime is up in 7 days, so I can check for you in 7 days. All right. So. So we're gonna want to redo a little bit how this works. Draw the menu. We're gonna do this a better way, I think. We're going to give it a starting point, which is that. We are going to store these actually in variables, I think. We can use temp x and y here, I think, because I don't think I'm not using the. We're already in a. Yeah, we can use temp x and y, or an address pointer, just a straight up address pointer. So we're gonna. Not gonna store this in 2006. Instead, we are going to store that into address pointer 0 + 1 and address pointer 0 + 0. All right, and we are going to draw the menu. That's not to do anymore. Menu loop, like that. So we are going to load up x to 0. You can still put. Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, so x is going to be the index of the thing we're looking at. Wait a minute, this is gonna be a little interesting. So I can't actually index these at an even offset because they're null terminated. Which I suppose can be alright if I put these values in RAM somewhere. Yeah, so that'd be fine, I guess. Because that's unfortunate. Yeah, they should just let you keep the badge, you know? That ain't right. Alright, so X, we also need like a Y, I guess, right? Load Y for 0. Do I have a RAM file for this? I do not. What am I using for RAM in this guy? File title. That is ROM. Read controllers, moving some stuff around. Button pressed. T-cell down. Just some temporaries. Okay. It's only, they're taking you psychologically hostage. Yes, that ain't right, right? That's not a good thing. All right, so I'm using all the IDX variables, temporary variables. You know, let's have like a menu, quote unquote state, memory state, right? So we've got one for the credits and one for the game, and like a global one, right? I don't need to be using the global one for this. So let's VS on that, and then menu ram.asm. New file. Grab that, paste that in there. There we go. Okay. How did I do the other one? Game RAM. This one. Zero page and RAM game. And popsec. So this isn't gonna be RAM game, it's gonna be RAM menu. Like that, and that means I need to edit the SNROM config. So I need to have another one of these. Do I need, like, extra stuff like that? Or can I just have these guys, like, reference the same block? Can I do that? Like, can I just have a RAM menu that loads the game RAM with a type equals BSS? Is that legal? Is that something that I can do? I don't know because I didn't get that far. Data title 3 is undefined. Let's go ahead and comment this crap out. That is the wrong common character. There's the right one. No. I didn't include it. Okay. That'll help. I mean, I could just put that way up here, I guess, right? Why doesn't O work? Oh, there it goes. Include menu RAM ASM. I can. Okay. Will that... Will that do what I want it to do, though? Like, I want these to, overwrite each other, if that makes any sense, right? So let's, title, what's it? Menu items. .res, let's just say 5 for now, right? And over here, we're just gonna load title menu items at X for reasons. Nothing's there, but whatever. What I want to see, however, is the address it gives it. It should give it 400. Should give it an address of 400. Let's see what address it actually gives it. Because I didn't add it to the make file. That's why. What do you mean nothing to be done for... Huh? Make everything again. Screw it. Oh, that's gonna remake... Ah, jeez. That's gonna remake my assembler. That's gonna take a little while. Oops. Fantastic. Ah. It's gonna take a few minutes. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm gonna be adding like a new menu, basically, right? That's gonna have the map on it. I'm gonna need actual tile data, as well as like name table data with that, right? One of those is gonna go in its own bank. I can tell right away. That's gonna be the tile data is gonna go in its own bank. All right, let's see if. Now let's see. Right, because I'm not drawing it anymore. I commented that out. That's fine. That's fine. Minute title. No, it doesn't. This should be address 400. It's address 500. Firefox takes over 30 minutes to. Wow. Wow, that's a bit of time. That's a bit of time for a compile there. Imagine trying to like debug that. All right, so I guess I do need its own area. Excuse me. Menu RAM. So when I clean and then make, reset that and come back over here, and in title. Can you? Excuse? Thank you. So let's go compiles faster. That's unfortunate. Okay, so this is what I wanted. Address 400. All right. I mean, that's fine, I guess. So at the very beginning, we do want to clear out what's it? Not necessarily all RAM or non what's it? Not non global RAM. I do want to clear out, or excuse me, the global RAM, but I do want to clear out the non-global RAM, right? I need to clean this up a little bit too with the wave stuff, because I changed which ones I'm using, and I've got like duplicate code in there. I'll do that later. Clear extended RAM. I think this is it, because it starts at 200. No, this starts at 600. Never mind. I'm not touching that one right now. Clear non-global RAM. That's what it is. Clears RAM from hex 400 to hex 7FC. That's what I want. Oops. So we are going to clear sprites and then JSR to clear non-global RAM. Like that. So now I have a bunch of RAM, too much really, that I can use for anything menu. That's what I'm gonna do, I think. I have to sneeze. Hang on. Hang on. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. So menu items. How many do I want? 3, I guess. 3. Yeah. For now, I'll have the second one as a debugging level select. Excuse me. But later on, I might outright remove that or change it into a password thing. We'll see. We don't know yet. All right, so we're going to not load up any of that. I was just doing that for so I could find the address. So open up title, go down to the bottom, load up the data title menu. At X, we are in the reading the name. Yeah. Branch on equal to something else. To name done. Should be done there. Otherwise, name ain't done yet. And we are going to draw some title text. It's gonna have that. Okay. Right, because it's null terminated, and we're using Y here. So we'll know how. You know what? We're gonna remove the load Y0. And we're just gonna title or JSR to title draw text. So that will draw the text until it reaches 0. And it'll drop back to here, right? Then we're gonna load up a not the address pointer actually. This is going to look at a block of memory. Data title. Oh, that's right underneath it. Title menu. Then we're going to load up. We're going to do the same thing here, actually, or not the same thing. But we're also going to load it up there, like that. Store that into title menu items at X. Increment Y. And at this point, if Y is 0, we're done. Otherwise, we're going to the back. We're back over the top. Branch on equal over there. Or menu done. Otherwise, we're jumping to menu, oops, menu loop. Data title menu set a title. Oh, well, thank you. Title menu. Title menu. Where? What line? Because that's correct. No, it ain't. Title menu. Thank you. And chlor is not a word, I don't think. Pretty sure it's not. That ain't what I meant. There we go. Okay, it didn't work. Spoilers, didn't work. Alright, so we're gonna put a breakpoint there and gonna reload, and there we go. Okay. I kicked my my foot pedals, and that muted me. There we go. All right. All right. So what is going on here? Why are things breaking? Did I? Oh yeah. Okay. I already loaded the stitcher data. Okay, that's fine, I guess. All right. So X and Y are 0. Fine. JSR to title draw text. This loads up that guy. I never wrote to the PPU for the address, so it's just writing who knows where at this point. So up here, I need to write the address. So we're gonna load up address pointer 0 + 1. Store that into 2006, and do the same thing for the other byte. And after we do that, we are going to increment that by 64. So clear carry, add carry, 64. Because we've got the low byte in A right now. Store that into address pointer 0 + 0. Load up address pointer 0 + 1. Add carry 0. And store that. So that's half the issue. The other half is it's in an infinite loop, apparently. And we don't want it to do that. So we need to figure out why it's not breaking out of the loop as well. Okay. All right, this time we are in the correct place. 21.4e, which is what address pointer 0 is. Good. Then we're adding hex 40 to get it 2 rows down for the next one. Then we're going to be drawing some text. It's 47. It is not equal, so we're storing it. Incrementing y. What is that actually? That's up here. We'll see what it comes out to do. We got some zeros. We're equal RTS. I didn't increment there. That's why. Okay. I need to increment after it returns. Increment Y, so I get the next the actual data. Read the menu index to init index. Oh no, read the init index. Yeah, and this is check for next item. I already made it. Okay. Okay. We're gonna jump over, draw text, Increment Y. Load up 1. Store that. I don't increment X. I also need to increment X here so I don't overwrite the same thing. Calling it a day here. Alright, the Epic Unknown, thank you for stopping by. Do appreciate that. You have a good night. Hope to see you next time. Increment X for the next time around. Because I don't use X in the... Yeah, okay, I don't use X in the thing. Alright. Draw on the text. Increment Y. Store it. Store that there. Increment X. Increment Y. It's not 0. So we're going back to have a loop. Clag Hamster, hello! How you doing? Welcome. Okay, let's store that. Good. Update that. Draw another one. Cool. That was that. Beautiful. Okay. All right, that's much better. The menu is still broken, by the way, because the selection doesn't use this at all. So like this is still the title screen one, right? So it just jumps to the screen again. This one isn't actually credits. This is actually the game one. And down here is credits. So I need to fix that as well. Yeah. Menu items. Oh, you know what? Let's make this 10. Let's just make that 10, and then do title menu length dot res 1. So I mean, it's already gonna be 0, but we're gonna store Y anyway into it. Title menu length. Actually, I don't even need to do that. No. Right? Probably, because I can just store X after the increment, I think. Yeah. So length is how many items are actually in the menu, not a zero-based index. If I do want it to be a zero-based index, I will put this up there, but I don't want that. All right, so we can get rid of that stuff like that. We're gonna add byte level select $0, 0. We're just gonna use one for that. One for that. We're not gonna really change anything with that right now, I don't think, because it's still technically level select stuff. This guy's just gonna be start. Yeah. Now for the actual menu stuff. Select down and up. Rapid index down to 0. Compare to index B. Where is this set? Title menu length. No, actually. Is that what B is? It's just the title menu. It is. Okay, so we're not using that. Instead, we are using yeah. Instead, we're using title menu length in both of these places. Getting rid of that. Let's see. Select up, select down. I already did those. Select menu option. Is the next one. Load up the index and jump to it. No. Load that in X. Then we're gonna load up a for title menu items at X, and then we're gonna jump to init. Because that guy, yes, A is the input there, and that actually gets the init stuff. We're fine. Okay. So, in theory, it broke. So we're not using index B anymore. And in theory, this should work now. So these top two ones should do the same thing. Credits should go to credits now. Well, it was going to go to credits anyway, even with the last whatever. This one should go to the game. Beautiful. And this one should also go to the game. Beautiful. I'm Mad Genius. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. I haven't touched much Go yet this stream, but you know I'm leaving it in the title because whatever. Because I might. Did I? Oh, I thought I broke it. I paused it instead. Ah. All right. So we have a little bit more, something a little bit more flexible for the title screen menu. It's no longer hard-coded values, technically, for the length and all that kind of stuff. It is hard-coded in like the data table, but to add something new, I just need to add something to this data table here and make sure that it has an init function to jump to in this table here. I'm just digging into some Rust for some fun. Oh, nice. How's Breaker go? It's going. It's going. I've decided on a theme for the game. And I'm not really going to be calling it Breakout. I think I'm calling it Break In. Where you're trying to like break into firewalls or whatever, and like you're a hacker guy, and kind of go with the whole 80s and 90s hacker aesthetic. So like the bricks you're getting rid of are like, when you get rid of them, they weaken the firewall or something. Hacker guy, go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you know, all your stereotypical like wrong jargon for things, you know, like I'm probably gonna make power-ups algorithms because reasons. You got a new algorithm instead of getting a power up. So I haven't gotten that far yet into like implementation or whatever. But that's I think that's where I'm gonna go. A Jurassic Park scene though. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what's possible and the direction everything goes. Because like right now the background is kind of just like, you know, waves, and it's underwater because it's underwater, and it's blue because underwater. But with like hacking or whatever, I can do all kinds of stuff with the background. I can have like a Shadowrun style. There it is. Shadowrun style like circuit background kind of thing, and I can have like little light data things going around with sprites. I can do a Matrix kind of background going on. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's a little bit more flexible, I think. So we're gonna try some stuff. We're gonna try some new things. Yeah. And right now I'm getting like a some basis or some more flexibility around some of the menu stuff. Specifically the title screen, because I do want to add in like a Star Fox-esque kind of level select, and that requires some tweaking on the main menu. and some other planning out and some other things. Yes, randomly blinking lights. The true hackers, like green bricks and black. You're right. IR Geek. Thank you so much for that tier 1.
He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
Let's see if it.
I can't
There it
always
goes.
stop by, but when I can, I always am inspired to get my geek on. Keep up the great work, man.
Thank you, IR Geek. Welcome back. How you doing? Thank you for the 5 months at tier 1. Really do appreciate that. But yeah, welcome. How you doing? Just be a bunch of lights and blinking periods and relatively prime. But yeah, yeah. So I think it opens up a lot more opportunity for me where I can have a lot. Well, I have a lot more flexibility with that theme, right? Whereas like underwater is just you're drowning or something. I don't know. The method can make that work so much better. Hacking is quite the thing. Yeah, right. Like, so I think I can do so much with that, right? And so, like, for this level progression thing, I was explaining it earlier. Like for Star Fox, you're fighting some evil force or whatever, and like the last whatever is the boss fight or whatnot. So it's a progression, right? So the first world is like relatively tame, and as you get further and further down, like at one of them, you're flying on the surface of a star or something stupid, right? So I can have some sort of progression, through this map where I'm like, I'm this shady hacker man that's got a hoodie on and glasses or whatever, and you can't see anything else. And I'm like hacking the corporation or something, and like I'm working through the firewalls to get to like their data center thing. You can adapt underwater to a submarine computer, just obscure the edges of the metal and have a circular window with the I mean, I guess? Cop show hacking. No, yeah. Enhance. Enhance. That's literally all it is, and it's hilarious. Rotate that camera angle by 90 degrees. Now zoom in. Enhance. Enhance and zoom. Middle levels are they're enhance and zoom. Maybe I could just as like the level transition, right? It's like enhancing and it so I have to blank the screen for a little bit, right? I have to blank the screen for a little bit and do a thing and draw everything, right? So what if for that transition I like quickly swap over to the second name table where I've got like enhancing or whatever, enhancing the thing on that end, right? And then it swaps back over after it's done drawing the little map. And then like once you drop out of the little map, you're like it swaps over and it goes something like what's it? Zooming out or something like that. Have your voice during that? That'd be far too much data that I'd have to put in there. Could he add a second? I mean, maybe, because that would be kind of cool. Have it as like one of the algorithms, right? The power ups where where instead of like making the paddle bigger or smaller or whatever, you just get a second paddle that's just right next to you. Enhance and zoom loudly like that. Enhance and zoom. Oh. Silly fanboy, how you doing? Welcome. But yeah, so that's the theme I'm going for, I think. Cause like I don't know, I think I'm well informed for like a hacking whatever. Like hacking jargon that isn't going to be right because of course it's not. New keyboard hype. I forget which kind was it again. Wait, was it a ducky? Red Dwarf version. Red Dwarf version. I don't really want to like look for that. on stream. Ducky RGB with red switches. Nice. Dwarf. Ah. Got it. Yeah, red switches aren't my favorite, but they're not my least favorite. So, Duckies are nice though. Duckies are really nice boards. You can use the hacker typer site, and you too can be a hacker. I've seen that. Those sites are hilarious, and I love them. In fact, I rated Rob the other day. Very good. And when we rated in, someone suggested one of the hacker typer things. He opened it up and just went ham. It was really funny. BBC comedy series. Okay, wait, is that the one where like they take it to the extreme of like zoom in on his reflection and then uncrop that and then enhance and then zoom in on that reflection and then uncrop that one and rotate it and that one? Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah. I have seen that scene. Yeah. The lightest switches out of their lightest switches out there currently. Are they really? Yeah, I don't really like the too light, but then again, I also don't like the too heavy. I just screenplay. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, there's already a bunch of like hacking movies that portray hacking pretty terribly, and like shows that do it terribly, right? I think for some of the NCIS shows, they try to like go the extra mile of making things absurd, right? Like you've seen that one scene where he's like, don't worry, I got their hard drive, and he's very clearly holding a power supply. And it's like, wait a minute, that's not what the, okay. All numbers, you remember numbers, all hackers? Yeah, at least big. Got it. Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe work with, should be with this channel, they talk about conspiracy theories. Do they really? Do they only talk about, that's unfortunate. Aliens. I'm not saying aliens, but say aliens. What was that? The, hang on. Where is it? Where is that one picture of like, I found his hard drive and he's got, no, I'm not finding it right now. Darn it. Really? On BBC or like the History Channel? Hard drive power supply. No. Okay, never mind. On the History, oh boy. Yeah, so the History Channel, like when it actually shows history stuff, like history documentaries, it's fabulous. But then like when it delves into like conspiracy theory territory, yeah. Script, how you doing? That'll help you out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like the conspiracy theory crap, right? Yeah, I mean there was one NCIS hard drive guy you pick. Well, yeah, I tried that one and I didn't get that. I can't. Well, whatever. But yeah, Clegg, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. But yeah, I think there was this one show. I think it was on the History Channel. I don't remember. But it was like, okay, so not many people believe that they could have made the pyramids with their tech or whatever, right? Way back then. So we're gonna try to do it with only stuff they had back then, and they were able to easily like construct an obelisk with nothing but like some sand, some shovels, and wood, basically, and like some rope. Yeah, looks fancy. Well, it's not too fancy, but thank you, appreciate that. Love watching / reading for fun, but seriously, I don't pay that. Like. Well, the conspiracy theory stuff, I like with a lot of that, I feel like my brain is melting. My number key. Yeah, so my number's a little different. So if I just hit them across the top here, they're not numbers, because those are on the shift layer. But then again, they're also kind of different. Yeah. I'm kind of used to them now, actually. So I actually showed this to that layout to a recruiter during one of my job interviews, and she was so like baffled by it. It was fabulous. She's like, "What even is that? How do you type with that?" And I'm cackling in the chair. How was TwitchCon, by the way? Did you meet PseudoKid? I didn't meet PseudoKid, but I did meet Deedle. Yeah, I don't know if he's still here or not, but he was here before. I miss PseudoKid. I probably should have tried harder to organize meetups with people. If I go next year, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna organize things a little better, I think, and try to actually meet up with more people in the software dev community. Is there anything they can, in theory, type really quickly because you alternate hands? I guess. I don't know. It puts all the odds on one side, all the evens on the other. I don't know. I mean, like I don't really ever use the numbers very often. Like when I use full keywords, which is when I started using the programmer layout. I never used the number row to do numbers. I always used the number pad to do the numbers, right? Because this is a lot easier just to type out numbers real quick, right? Especially if I'm doing a lot of numbers. If I'm doing like one or two, fine, I could do these. So that really wasn't a concern for me. But the nifty part of it was where it put all of my oh sure, now it does it small. All of my symbols and how those all lined up nicely. I really like that. So that was the motivation for changing to Programmer's Dvorak versus Vanilla Dvorak. Oh yeah, the leet speak. I can't even read that. I don't know what you tried to say there, Mad Genius, but I'm not gonna like try and decode that because, yeah. Better than QWERTY. Yeah, I mean I mean obviously the number row and symbols up there. I don't think it's good for general purpose. Right, like the QWERTY layout for the number row, I think is fine for general purpose. As far as the alpha layout, I very much like the Dvorak more than QWERTY. Maybe I'll learn it. Well, good luck. What's this leet you speak of? I was thinking of learning Dvorak and Colmac, both of them. Have fun with that. Good luck. Yeah. When I was learning Dvorak, I couldn't type for like a week, give or take. But once I was through that week, I was doing a lot better. You just have one keyboard? I have more than one keyboard. Thank you very much. I prefer the absurd. Kennedy was assassinated by one of the 8 John Dillingers on the overpass. It's just the other end of the spectrum. Multiple machines. Yeah, I've got more than one machine too. By the way, silly fanboy, there's more support for Dvorak than Colmac, I have found. Because I'm pretty sure, like things like the Debian installer and Linux installers don't have Colmac on that list. They have Dvorak, even left and right hand Dvorak. Dvorak for left hand and Colmac for right. But make sure you're using the left-handed Dvorak just to add to the absurdity. There's everyone playing poker, missed the motor game. Why don't I try to use QWERTY now? It's tough and slow for me. I have a hard time doing it touch typing. Like on this keyboard, I have a difficult time doing it because I never use it anymore, right? So I've forgotten a lot of it. If I spend 10 minutes typing in just QWERTY, I think I can get to a point where I'm comfortably typing. Slower, but I'm comfortably typing. As for a keyboard that's actually got crap on it, it'll be easier for me to type, but I'm going to be looking at the keys a lot, you know? Quantum physics, right? Just so used to QWERTY that I want to try something else. Yeah, so for me, the reason I changed was because I had so many bad typing habits in QWERTY, and I wanted to relearn to type, and I couldn't really relearn QWERTY because I already knew it, right? I couldn't, like, hit a button and forget QWERTY. The brain doesn't work that way. So I figured the easiest way to do that was to just learn a different layout. So I tried to have them both on my computer at the same time. Yeah, it's kind of hard to deprogram that. Come on, the physics constructs. So I tried for like a month or so to have them both installed. I'm using both of them, right? And like I'd be like, oh, I'll practice Dvorak for half an hour today or whatever, right? And I'd do the practice, and then I'd switch back over to QWERTY to do everything else. And it got to the point where like I wasn't really practicing anymore. I wasn't making any progress, right? Because the practices were going slow. I wasn't feeling like I was making any progress whatsoever. I was always looking over at my reference sheet. Hey, Sponico, how you doing? So one day I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I went and removed the QWERTY layout from my computer. I just got rid of it. And be like, all right, I'm stuck with Dvorak now. I have to learn this now. Whatever I'm going to do on the computer is going to be with this layout. Period. So one thing I did is I brought up some things to try to transcribe as my practice, whatever. And you do a few paragraphs of that and whatnot. But the point was that after I did the practices, I didn't switch to QWERTY to like chat online or whatever. So I couldn't type for about a week, give or take. But after that week of struggle, I started to get better at it. And now I type, I think, decently fast with it. Can I get rid of this now? Yeah, it goes. And I think I'm more accurate now in Dvorak than I was with QWERTY back then. Swap the N and M key maps, confuse Hunt and Peck typers, and the D and F key maps would also swap them in the key maps. I like that, Bridgerunner. I like that a lot. I feel like my keyboard doing QWERTY, I slow down. Yeah, so it's a weird two-handed Hunt and Peck kind of mode, right? There's Monaco! Holy crap, thank you for the Twitch Prime for 3 months.
He's the most powerful
Appreciate
hacker
that.
of all time.
Yeah. There's a 5K audio file at 8 kilobytes per second. And oh my goodness. Hang on. Let's see what this is.
Enhance and zoom.
That's amazing.
Enhance and zoom. Louder.
A little bit on the end there that probably shouldn't be there, but still, I like it. Not terrible, yeah. How big is that? 4K. I mean, that would fit next to the image data, wouldn't it? So it's not that Dvorak is faster, it's that starting over allows building new faster. Yes, I agree with that one, actually. It's not that the layout is intrinsically faster for me. It's that I unlearned all of my bad typing habits by learning a new set, a new layout. So when someone comes at me and says, "Oh, but it's not Dvorak isn't faster really than QWERTY," I'm like, I don't care. That's not why I learned it, right? I didn't learn it to go faster. I learned it to not be wrong. If your skills already find something, yeah. I mean, Yeah, I can certainly see that. Absolutely. No. No, we're learning QWERTY probably like the rest of us. No. Because if I go back to QWERTY, even though I haven't typed with QWERTY in like, I haven't like typed with QWERTY as my main layout in more than a decade, like a decade and a half, I think, right? My bad habits resurface. And it's the most bizarre thing, right? So like in Dvorak, like these keys down here, they're actually like letters and stuff, right? In QWERTY, those are symbols. Those are these symbols up here. Or not really, but this has got some of those or whatever. So if I switch back to QWERTY, I go back to my weird hand movements for those keys, even though, like, you know, typing out that right there, that's like what, the period or the question mark, whatever in QWERTY, right? No. Yeah, question mark. For QWERTY, I would lift my hand up and hit it like that, right? With my ring finger on this side. Yeah. Cobalt and Dvorak. Yeah, maybe. Did you find any guide to learn Dvorak typing then? Did I find any guide? No. I think I printed out the layout for it, like off of Wikipedia, and then I just found some things to type. Just a paragraph of things, and I just started excerpts out of stories and books and whatnot. I just started copying it. I just started typing it because I figured that's like spoken language, spoken English or whatever. So might as well just go at it, you know. Excellent point. Help breaking bad habit. I can type properly, but over the years I developed a bad habit of burst mode to use just a few fingers. Burst mode? Is that like a hunt and peck kind of thing? But yeah, if you want to break bad habits, you have to learn something completely new, I think. I use two fingers on either hand. Yeah, that's unideal. It's fast like machine gun mechanical keyboard. Okay. All right, so level select. I'm gonna need something for level select, but wrong. I like that, but wrong. I need to like draw out something that I want for the title screen background, don't I? Or not necessarily, not even really a title screen background, but like portions of this, right? So let's open up our sprite. Why not? Let's open up title. I'll come here. Accuracy does count, yes. Just use one finger of the left hand and type 200 characters a minute. I don't know about that. Yeah, so how do I want to do this? I don't know. I don't know if I want to be doing art on stream today. Oh, yeah, so it's just gonna be another one of these guys. 64 by 64 is not it, actually. Copy new. There it goes. 120 by 128. That's better. So what can we use for like the icons on this map here? Sounds like my dad. He's two-finger hunt peck guy and just blasts out text. I had a boss that was a hunt and peck, and he wrote software. This is the COBOL boss, but he did that all day as hunt and peck with his crappy laptop. It was painful to watch. It was painful to watch. Grim, how you doing? Welcome. Right, so I figure we can have the icons at like 16 by 16, right? I'm doing all right. Can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. So let's see. We got oops. Let's give a firewall icon, right? Oh, I suppose I could do like I started out as a brick, and then like when you clear the level, have it on fire. That could be interesting. Like each icon would have two states: a non-completed and then a completed state. Doesn't that work? Sound impressive reality. Well, everything's gonna be like pixelated because it's on the NES, right? I only have so many pixels to work with, right? Like these are gonna be 16 by 16, I think. And bricks on fire because whatever. You know. So if I do like a brick kind of layout, I mean, I actually had a brick layout for my last game. Oops, nope. I'm kind of about to be on fire like Guitar Hero. I did it again. Or hang on, I don't have a clip of that of like where I didn't save once, and instead of the barrel being on fire, it was like the old player character in my last game. Where was that? Where was it? Was this one it? No, I don't think so. Flame? No. This one. Pop that out. This one. There are a few other people that actually do write NES assembly specifically on stream. So you'll see here in a second. They're around. Up here. They stream it as often as I do, but you know, they're here. That. So just have that in the corner. Just have that little guy on fire in the corner. Okay, so well, yeah, when I enlarge it like that, yes, but I haven't changed any of it, so whatever. I haven't changed my layout. Right, so I don't actually want it like that. Let's put it like that, and oops, I did it again. JMS, how you doing? Welcome. The new Twitch chat font is borked. It is. So much so that I actually changed all the fonts, so it's not broken for me because thank you, Better Twitch TV and FFC. But yeah, the tick mark is just completely broken. Yes, it does allow you to change it. That's why I changed it. Yeah, there's no spacing whatsoever. I know. That's why I changed my font. That is the specific reason. Yes, there is. Hang on, let me... I popped out chat instead of hitting the option for FFZ. Okay, let's undo that. Come on, FFZ. Pop this out in the new window. Okay. It's under appearance, I think. No. Where was that? It was somewhere because I remember I've obviously changed it. Oh, no, not channel. It's Nyotaro. How you doing? Thank you for the appearance theme font family. There it is. So I have Hack installed as a font, so I'm just using Hack. Thank you for the host. Appreciate that. How you doing? Welcome. This Twitch player goes into the buffering without playback failure mode for me more often than the old one. Yeah, I'm getting like a bunch of errors more than I should, but yeah, I like Hack. I really like the font. I use it every. That's what this font is here. This is Hack. There's a chat. Yes. There's also that one too. I have it changed for like the whole of all the things. So everything across site is hack now. I'm doing alright. Can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. Alright. Follow the golden rule of if it's not borked, bork it. Yeah, right. How do I set Windows global fonts? That's in your theme somewhere. I'm not sure. I've never actually changed that stuff, except like back in the like Windows 95 and 98 days. I'm pretty sure that functionality is still in Windows, but I don't remember where it is. Unpatched Zalgo filter server. They unpatched the Zalgo filter? Really? That's hilarious. So you can actually have, because I remember trying to put Zalgo in chat before, and it was just completely filtering it out, right? So that is that's really amusing, actually. I find that pretty funny. GG Twitch. Yeah, see, so my chat that I'm looking at has none of it. It's just like, no, I'm not doing that. But clearly the overlay is like, what this? Oh, it's getting some of them. It has some of them. Look at that. It's doesn't work in the new stream. Really? That's unfortunate. I've only briefly looked at this at the stream manager. I'm not using it right now. But yeah. Ah! Getting a lot of Unicode substitute characters here. Yeah, it's the Zago text is Unicode stuff. This stuff here. Enter your text here. Generate, and it's it's using middle too, so you can't read it anymore. Or not. Okay, it just doesn't want to do that. I can still read that. Maxi. I can still read that too. Okay, let's. Maybe it's just Chrome. Oh, I need to turn on JavaScript now. Add your text here. Generate. No, okay, that generator's just crap. Alright. How about another one? Zalgo.org. There we go. That's the unreadable mess. Craziness level. Yes. Does it not want to? Am I coding in JavaScript? I am not coding in JavaScript. No. I code in 6502 assembly and Go. I just have to type in. So Hack is a font I have installed on Windows. So if you don't have that font installed, you won't be able to use it. As for that font, there it is, the second link. Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, you just type in Hack. Yep. It's all about their yeah. Yeah, Windows, we gotta restart every time you install something because of course you do. Welcome, my genius. Alright, so back to this stuff here. Oops. Like that, and then we're gonna take this. Yeah, that one, and then do that, and that. Take this guy again, draw some lines. Just a why? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Windows, for that. What's that? Try new programming font. I really enjoy it. I've been using it for a while, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So writing some shader code for a 3D scan of my head. Really? How's that going? Restart settings. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, so let's brick there, and then I guess no. There, because we also want one there and want one there. And there, and there. Whoop. Mia! Just here to flex.
Hacker Man. He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
Is
Just
it gonna,
here to
there it is.
flex MBD.
Hello, how you doing? I do notice something new. Very nice badge, Mia. I do like it. It looks good on you. Thank you for your 14 months. Good lord. It's nice. That's a nice badge. So Mia, I've decided on a theme for my game, and I think it's a really good one. I'm not gonna lie. This is funny. It's a registry hack. What? So I'm gonna do like a hacking kind of theme for this, right? Like you're hacking the firewalls or whatever, and have everything like an over-the-top 90s and 80s style, cyberpunk stuff. Shadow's good. I can show you. Yeah, go ahead and drop it in Discord if you want. Hyped, yes. So right now I'm trying to figure out like icons for levels or whatever. So if you've ever seen Star Fox and how it's got its levels all whatever, instead of like planets or whatever, it's gonna be like firewalls or mainframes or something that I'm gonna be hacking into with the main game. And I figure like for the title screen, it's gonna be like just some guy in a hood with glasses and you can't see anything else. But yeah, so I've got this, I've got this wavy background thing, but that's just like it's underwater or whatever. It's just blue because underwater. But if I go to like the hacking whatever, I can have like a Matrix kind of background, or I can have like a circuit diagram thing back there and have like light beam the data or whatever flowing around. So yeah, I'm excited. And I might do like when I go into the smaller worlds, like into these guys, right? So it's gotta redraw crap, right? So during that, I can switch away to like somewhere else where it just like says on the screen, what was it? Shoot, enhance and zoom or something like that, Zoom and enhance. Zoom and enhance. That right there. And then like, you're zoomed and enhanced into that brick or something, because shut up. So yeah, so I think I can do a lot more with that theme than whatever I was going with here. Yeah. And they're going on with the breaking chat because the new Twitch interface, by the way, broke fonts. So there's a character there's just zero width on Twitch, because of course it is. It's the that character right there. Yeah, which is good job Twitch. Good job. And apparently they also broke their Zalgo filter, so you can type in all kinds of weird Zalgo text and not be able to read it. So there's that. Okay, so I don't want this to take up the full 16 by 16, right? Just create a GUI interface in Visual Basic so you can track his IP. Yeah, that kind of level of stuff. Do I use Linux? I do, not as my main system, but I do use Linux as my main server system. But how you doing? Welcome. Rezu Koog? Rezu. I'm just gonna call you Rezu if that's all right. How you doing? Welcome. But yes, I do use Linux a lot, extensively. Everything I write, at least on here, I try to make cross-platform. So you can compile it all on Linux and work on Linux if you really wanted to. So the code base I'm working on, all the tools run on Linux. KK Penia, how you doing? Why would you do this? Yeah, right. Why? Yeah, how? You have to try. I think you have to actively try to break it. Like that was an active decision. I think that wasn't like an accident. I don't think that had to be like an active decision. What's a good place to learn about Linux? I'm new to it and want to learn a lot about it. That's a good question. I'm not sure I can point you in the right direction because I've been working with it since like high school, like a decade and 2 decades ago. Yeah, so I don't remember when I learned Linux, honestly. I just know that like I have been using it for a while. Self-teach is pretty good. I self-teach a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Someone in chat might be able to help you out to point you in a good direction, though. Yeah. Yeah, Hack is a nice font, right? It's nice. Is this? I don't remember if this is Hack or not. I think it might be. Where's my settings for this crap? Settings. I don't know if anything in here is doxing. So let's go real off the side here real quick. Oh, it is. It actually is Hack. Look at that. There you go. Linux kernel 0.99 PL45. God. Till is an yeah, it's yes, it's well, it's the same key, but one of them shifted, the other one isn't. That's I'm pretty sure that's in ASCII, right? No, let's not do it over here. Let's do it over in this window. Yep. Hex 60. Thank you, Chrome, for making the background black. It's not on this one, I don't think. 6 0. Oh yeah, right there, right there. Right here. Yep, so it's in ASCII. So same with the tilde. The tick and the tilde. And they screwed it up somehow. GG Twitch. Yeah. Even Unix uses that stuff for quotes, for, like I said, shellcode. This is home. And in fact, I'm pretty sure, like... Never mind. Okay, well, not with this shell. I can do it with the git bash, but I'm not opening that right now. I can actually do it with Vim. Hang on, where's... So if I e tilde dot vimrc. What was this one again? This is title? Yeah, I think so. it's like actually impressive, right? When does he have to seed it at home? Yeah, so if it's some sort of shell interface using MinGW or Cygwin, you can use tilde. So the git bash works with that. Vim recognizes the tilde. I think some other things do as well, but you know, Explorer doesn't and Command doesn't and all that stuff. You have to use the stupid %home crap. Yeah. I hate the Windows file structure, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Like getting to your, like the way it like spreads everything out. Well, I don't know if it really spreads it out, but I guess like the way it organizes everything, right? Yeah. Like for me to get into like my home folder on Linux, I log into the machine and I'm just there. If I'm on a Linux desktop, I have an icon to double click and get into my home folder. Period, right? Open up a terminal, I'm already in my home folder, right? For Windows, I open up Explorer and I'm not even at the root. I'm at like a shortcuts libraries thing. But if I go over here, this is the root of the hard drive. This is the root of, well, one of the hard drives, right? So then I've got to navigate to my home folder or use these stupid shortcuts that are like the library things that combine folders. And it's like it's just such a pain. Like these folders are our like combined folder sometimes, right? Godfather, how you doing? Morning. Tilde question mark for that is goodness. Oh, WSL. I don't have WSL because I'm on Windows 8.1. That's only like Windows 10, I think, right? Anime, manga, non-anime. Yeah, those are on my media server. Those are on a different server. That's why they're map drives. There are other file managers than Explorer on Windows where it's not as complicated. There are, but Explorer is just like so ingrained into Windows that it's I don't know. I think a little risky to remove. Look at you on the chat. Enjoying watching ads while this football game plays. Ads are cancer, straight up cancer. Yeah. By the way, on a related note, apparently I get revenue from ads now, which is interesting. I'm not gonna go and like start running ads. By the way, it's just not gonna happen. That's not why I'm here. But I'm curious to see if like I get revenue if the ads are forced onto you, right? Like even if I don't trigger them myself, I'm curious if I get revenue from that. We'll see. I don't know. It's gonna be like a whole 12 cents, I think, total, at its peak. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, an ad should be banned, right? All right. At least the unskippable ones or something. I don't know. Where was I? don't remember where I was. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, I was drawing something. Goodness gracious. Wow. All right. So instead of having like a full, however many, well, okay, that's fine. Whatever. Oh, this is technically the background here. I don't know why I erased all that. Oh, because I know why. I know why. Because I did a fill with that color instead of this color here. There it goes. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that, actually. Do the line, pencil tool, draw a line there, draw a line there, draw a line there, and there. And then we're gonna erase all of that, erase some of that there, that there. And that doesn't really look like a brick structure too much because I don't have a second brick over here, I think. Right? But the one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be way over here. Like that. Oops. Hack and Sublime is pretty. Ooh. They're focusing on loot boxes and games in game, but ads are the real devil, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're really that comparable. They're both cancer, by the way. They're both terrible things. But they're a different terrible, you know? Different kind of terrible. Alright, so what if I just make this thing wider, I guess, right? So let's... Nope, I hit the wrong button. I hit it again. There it goes. So we're gonna take this stuff, move it over to like... there-ish. What are we at? Outside that on 2. That doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodness gracious. That's a full 8 across. No, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. And this was just one extra. There we go. So, I mean, something like that could work, I guess. Maybe. I mean, I'll make these red or whatever, but yeah. Yes, this is a sprite. Control Shift Quote toggles the pixel grid. Should make it easier to count pixels. Where's my quote character? My quote's over here. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Thank you. That'll come in handy. I had to think where my quote character was, by the way, for a second. I thought it was over here for a second, but whoops. After 2 crashes, hacking VS Code. After 2 crashes? What? Changing the font crashes VS Code? Notepad++. Notepad++ is a good program. I use it a lot, actually. Yes, Dvorak. It is useful, yes. But you can have a look at the actual layout deal right there, because it's not vanilla Dvorak. It's not even vanilla Programmer's Dvorak. It's a modified Programmer's Dvorak because reasons. But all right, so there's one. Yes, modified. To be fair, though, the modifications I did, so with Programmer's Dvorak, it jumbles up a bunch of the symbols, but I only wanted it to touch the symbols on the number row. So I wanted get text editor back up again. Vim, where are you? I wanted like come on. These characters, these guys to be the same. I wanted these two to be the same as, well, not the, kind of the same, almost the same. And I think there was like one other. I think it was like these two characters right here were swapped or switched up in Programmer's Dvorak. So I put the mappings for regular Dvorak there for those characters, and only had it change the top row a little bit, and I swapped around which ones they use there. Why do you ever want to do things the same? Because that's no fun. That is no fun. All right, so we got a firewall looking thing, or a wall looking thing, right? I'll figure out the phase 2 of that eventually. That layout looks interesting. Make it well, I mean, fine. All right. So this guy is just going to be black. This guy is going to be... Wait, let's... Well, no. The actual colors here don't matter. Because, you know, of how the colors on the NES work. Let's make it like that. Insert that. Well, I want to insert that over there. You know... There we go. I didn't want it there. No, I wanted it there. Like that. So then I can go and... Pop, 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 pop. And it'll still use the same palette index. Then here is going to be... like a... much darker... Let's just use a darker red. Screw it. This is not going to look anywhere close to what it's actually going to look like on the NES, but you know, same idea. Because NES, yeah. This I've been trying to plan out making a voxel-based Technic sim as my first programming project in forever. I'm not sure if I would choose that as like the first thing in forever, but more power to you. Decided an extra RAM for more pals. Oh yeah, just it's simple. Don't worry about it. Magic Fire, that's actually pretty I don't know. I mean, like the actual colors I have for red aren't going to be that. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, they're like a more of a brownish. brown and pink, really. So yeah, you ain't getting that color red. I can make pretty cool stuff fast. I have a little color picker down here. So I just pick something to look nice. But yeah, that is not how it's gonna look on the NES at all. Just throwing that out there. All right, so mainframe server-y kind of thing. What does that look like? I just do. Mainframe icon. Okay. So like a box of lines, essentially. Right? Server stack. Yeah, okay. I think I like this a little bit better. I could have like the blinking lights on it too, right? Yeah. I don't know about giving it perspective because that wouldn't really work too well on the NES. But I mean, I could do. Ooh, I like that. Database cylinders, yeah. Perspective would be a little hard unless it was like 45 angles like this right here. Or something like not exactly 45, but almost, you know? So I think I might try this. And a cylinder thing might work if I can get circles working nicely, you know? So let's try to make that jagged one first. I'm gonna go down here and not really conform myself to a certain size for the thing. So, let's see. So like that. Down to like that. No, let's actually grab it like that. No, what's select, modify, no. How do I flip something? Adjustments, no. Invert? No. Rotate, shift. Well, rotate will work, I guess, right? Oh, here it is. Duh. Shift H. It's horizontal, but vertical is probably V. Yes, it is. Okay. Lines much easier. Take this. Okay, so oh, because I'm not on another layer. New layer. Now paste it. I said paste it. Paste it. Come on, please. Why you do this to me? So we're gonna copy. Next layer. Paste. That's supposed to be transparent. Why ain't it transparent? Excuse? That's the transparent color right there. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Sprite, what gives, huh? That'd be difficult. There we go. So I move it down to like there, right? And then I just remove the inner stuff like that. I'll make it 2 pixels wide in a second here. Yeah, and then I just copy that. And there we go. Of course, I guess I could well, no, how about if I that's not what I wanted to do. Is it pasting the blank pixels from the same something like that, yeah. 2D keyboards are nice, yes.
SRRY. Gotta bail for now. Take my meager offering of remaining bits as a thank you for the great content. Have a great night, all.
Iron Geek, thank you so much for the bits. Really do appreciate that. You have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Hope to see you again. Alright, so what if I move it down one more? I know it looks janky, but we're going to remove a few of them like that. Right? Because so on this picture here, it's got some in between there, right? So that's what I'm trying to do here. Can I? That's right. I want to turn off the grid for now. There it is. There we go, like that. Maybe? I mean, it's not terrible. Control quote. Yeah, I saw that once I found it in the menu wherever it was. Yeah, control quote. But thank you, Doodle. I think I would want to make the lines a little bit thicker, which means I gotta like move this down by 1. And then grab these guys, move that down by 1. Right? And then I would make the lines on the outside thicker, I think. Maybe just like that, actually. Like that's not too much. I don't know. Maybe make it thick. Just the bottom? If I just keep on adding more. So not this guy there then. No. That doesn't look right. That's lopsided. See, then that's not entirely right either. Oops. The middle? Yeah, I think I'll go with the middle one. Make it thick. Ready to port the Atari. Oh god. Please no. I actually started looking at a while back writing for the Atari. I found a tutorial that's like, and here's where we set up the you know, the TV chip or whatever. Here, include this macro and you're done. No, I'm not including a macro thing to set everything up for. How do you do it without the macro? Yeah, most infuriating. And I couldn't even find the macro. Like, it was like a 404 page. News on Atari? I don't think so. Oh, dear God, no. I don't think I heard it. Pretty good spaceship, though. I mean, I'm not doing a spaceship thing, though, you know? Alright, so let's trim this down again. And like that. Okay. An architecture left Atari due to bad management. A architecture? I'm making a new one. You mean the Atari Mini or whatever it was? Half a stack. Yeah, it's not a whole page. It's a whole 256 bytes of RAM. No, it's 128. It's 128. Right? I think it's just 128 because that's all that's in the Riot chip, and that's what it uses as its RAM. I hate minis. It's not a mini, but the image they have may be deceiving. Okay. No, it's 128 including the stack. I'm pretty sure. 2600? Yeah. Yep, 128 bytes of RAM. That's including stack. Yeah, it's next to nothing. In fact, it relies on the memory mirroring in order to get stack working. Because stack is hard coded to the 100 page. But if it's mirrored everywhere or whatever, if you write to 100 FF and you mirror under every 128 bytes, you're all right. Don't worry about it. Just make sure your stack isn't too deep, or you have too much RAM, or you're trying to use too much RAM. Okay, you share RAM with the stack. Yeah. Another fun thing about the 2600 is the read-write line doesn't go to the card edge. You have to pick off reads and writes either by address line or a full CPU model. Oh man. A new like a full new console? What? Can you find a link for that? Just mirror all the things, right? Yeah. Atari VCS. Wasn't that the mini? Or mini? That, like, they've delayed for however many years? Atari box. Play. Oh, maybe I have heard of this. Alright. Yeah, okay, so this is the one I was getting mixed up with, I think. Yeah. $200, really? Is that what it... Collector's addiction. Wow. Edition for $300. Tribute edition for $400. 14 nanometer AMD CPU and 8 gigs of RAM. Pretty good for an Atari, right? Yeah, that reminds me of the Ouya controller. Remember that thing? The little like cube Android machine that flopped pretty hard after its Kickstarter. I just forgot on addiction. Better than 200. Yeah, it's just a little bit better than 128 bytes. Just a tad. Just a tad. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is really a good business plan from Atari. I mean, we'll see what happens with it. I don't see this taking off like as much as they think it will, honestly. Yeah, apparently it runs Linux, which is a bonus, is a plus. That is certainly a plus. That's a good thing, I think. Is it enough to justify a lot of sales? I don't know. Okay, I think that works. That's tall though, isn't it? No, control, there it is. That's a little tall, but I mean, if it's just for the map, I don't really care, I guess. Right? I forgot that like the part of it isn't on this layer. We're gonna fix that, right? We're just gonna redraw this on this later, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just redraw the stuff on this layer, I think. Yeah. Right, this is about right? Yeah. Oops, not that one though. Not like that either, actually, because that was like this, wasn't it? Ah, shoot, it's misaligned. Hang on. Okay. We're gonna grab this. Or no, you know what? Let's just copy, or no. X, cut, paste, get rid of that. Oops, I'll grab that and just move it on top like that. We're good, right? Yeah. I think I want to actually just remove those though. Yeah, I think that looks better. Where it's thicker on the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks neat. I think it's certainly doable. You know, I think it's certainly something we could work with. That's not the selection I wanted. Yeah, I mean it's a little tall, and well, it's a little large. But you know what? I think I'm okay with that for now. You know? You notice the thief wouldn't be able to go into your computer because I'm using Dvorak, right? It's really amusing watching somebody try to use my keyboard, by the way. But yeah, so like for the map screen, I have potentially really like an entire massive pattern table, +1 for sprite stuff, you know. So it could, yeah, I could fit a lot, I think. Let's see. Let's get let's get another one in here. Let's see. Let's give me a square. Square. So like, no, a little bit thicker than that actually, I think. That's what I had before, so let's make it like that. About like that. And then we can put like the blinking lights over here, right? And I can put like a grill or whatever thing over here. Right? Well, maybe not that wide. And yeah, maybe I can like, I don't know, have these spin as a little animation or whatever. Some of that Twitch is giving me oh, hang on. How does one go about making your own keyboard layout? So there's a little program by sysinternals. I forget what it's called. If I can find it, I'll link it. But you can actually remap your keyboard stuff and install it as a Windows keyboard. So you can't actually really see it very well, I don't think. If I get out of the way a little bit. So you can kind of see the keyboards here. I'm hitting Windows and space because that's what I have it bound to. You can see it says United States dash Dvorak and then not d. I called it not dumb over here. Version 3 or something like that, because naming things is, you know, you can't have two keyboards named the same thing on Windows because of course not. But yeah, it's somewhere in sysinternals. Not the Switch is giving me a 14-minute-old go live notifications that the clock on this computer is 14 minutes fast. Huh. Recommend pen and paper. Trying to make a proper control full cost diagram for this project. Any tools, information you'd recommend? Pen and paper, like Bridgewater's saying. That's what I've used typically. Yeah, 8 squared, you've got it like right on the head. Like I have version 3 final, I think. I legitimately, I think I have one of those like somewhere. Style guides. Oh, okay. I couldn't help you there because I mean, I was taught UML in college and never used it. I have never used it in a professional environment. And I certainly, you won't see anybody using it to plan things out, to actually develop. It's more of like a presentation for management. That's the way I see it. Or documentation or something like that, you know? Apparently System 76 was shipping 2 laptops. Really? Nifty. How to make a good one? Don Lancaster's Micro Cookbook, both volumes. I'll take your word for it, Bridgewater. Formula, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it's excessive and very like, I don't know, manager speaky kind of stuff, right? That I don't care for. I mean, I get it. I get that there's a use for it. I don't know. I just think it's a little over the top and restrictive. Read it yourself. Drop a link in Discord and all, so I can remember to actually read them. The one we'd recommend for figuring out structures for development. Not in docs. Just most people are getting is basic XML docs in source. So like you are trying to plan things out, like for yourself, or you're like plan things out for yourself. Yes. What I have done, legit, is straight up write things down with pencil and paper. Hang on. Like I have a notebook specifically for that. This is some other stuff. That's some TRS-80 stuff right there. You can't read that though. Yeah, my notebook. I don't know. It's something about like the pencil on the like physical paper that I don't know. I can't really replicate too well on the computer. I mean, I know people like, you know, use those note-taking programs or whatever. That's just like a infinitely zoomable canvas thing or whatever to take your notes. I mean, that works for some people. Yeah, awesome. But like when I work on a lot of this stuff, right? I'm not in front of my computer, and that's kind of a point I'm trying to well, not a point, but that's something I'm trying to this position I'm trying to put myself in, right? Where when I'm planning out a bunch of this stuff, I don't have a computer in front of me, right? So I can't look up stuff, kind of. But I still get all my ideas down, right? So like when I've done a lot of this planning out, I was at the laundromat. I was waiting for my laundry to be done or whatever. And all I really had was like my phone or something like that. So I could do like calculator math stuff. I could look up something if I really needed to. Like, oh, what register was this again? So I, know which one to write to or whatever. But a lot of this is especially some of the more recent stuff is higher level planning stuff. It's not exactly code. But it's like, okay, well, if I want, where's it go to? I got options. Yeah, so like this one here, I know you can't read this, but trust me, there's a bullet list here that's okay, what do I kind of want? Do I want maybe this over here, maybe some of that? Yeah, well, here we go. If you can, I know you can't read it because it's backwards, but like right here. So that's a bunch of possible credit name effects. I just listed out a bunch of them. Is this feasible? Trust me, there's words here. Yeah, right. Yeah, so a lot of it's just like, planning out to see, maybe this is feasible. Let me write it down and start kind of like thinking through that idea. Seeing what that idea would take to implement. Seeing how feasible that thing is. And And yeah, so that's some of the more recent stuff. Some of the older stuff that I have is actually straight up assembly in the in the notebook. I don't necessarily recommend that. Like writing code on paper. Pseudocode is a different story. By the way, pseudocode is like not a strict code. It's more of like, oh, this is probably how I'll implement something like this, you know. But I did actually write a bunch of assembly in my notebook. Some of it is actually like pseudo-assembly too, where it's like, well, this is kind of like not really assembly, but you know, he gets the idea across of what I want to do. This is just straight up assembly right here. Yeah. That is all assembly right there. 2 columns of it. But yeah, so yeah, writing stuff on physical paper with a pencil, for me, has, I think, helped out tremendously. And then, you know, I'll bring that to a computer and see how viable a bunch of those ideas are, and you know, that kind of stuff. I'll you know, iterate over them and whatnot, but yeah. All right, so let's add a new layer real quick, and then okay. Then we're gonna grab these guys, duplicate them real quick. All right, so that's gonna fit. That is gonna fit into one sprite, obviously, but it does fit into 2 sprites. So what I could do is have these as 2 sprites, right? And then just move the sprite around so it animates, instead of like having more than one animation frame, if you will, for this. I just have, you know, a single frame of animation. I just move the sprite around to animate it. I think that could actually work. Heck, I could even have like a second one, right? That doesn't do that. Oops, I hit 1 again. Or tilde? What? Why? Second one. I did it again. That like is over here and like does a weird thing over here or whatever, right? Like back and forth over here. In addition to this other stuff. So yeah, I might do that too. Alright, so we're gonna grab this, move it up there. We're gonna take these guys, and we're gonna take these guys, and we're actually only gonna use one of them. Because we really only need one of them, right? So these guys are gonna go away. Because they're the same exact thing. We're gonna take these 2 like that. Put them there. I have one that is slightly slower than the rest for reasons. I mean, that's entirely possible. Whoops. What? No, I had the wrong thing selected, so I haven't saved this at all yet. Okay, so this is going to be level select. This is what I'm going to call it, level select. Alright, so this is technically a sprite, but whatever. Instead of background layer stuff. But that means I need to get rid of these guys from over there. Chunky Lover, how you doing? It's actually code, not project. If I can type my own commands, that would be fantastic. But how you doing? Welcome. I'm working on a breakout game. This kind of game right here. The bottom right one is its own 8x8 tile that would be animated. That could be yes, it absolutely can. It absolutely can. So I'll probably end up doing something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's very evil. Okay, so we got a firewall. We got a data stack thing. We got a server rack with blinking lights. What else can we get? What else can we get here? Okay, this is actually like goodness. We might be able to do some with this. That might look too similar to this guy here, you know? Especially with this the number of pixels. Yeah, circles. Because I mean, at low enough resolution, a circle is basically that. Not quite, but it's close enough that they're not really distinguishable very easily, right? All right, so server stack icon. So how about database icon? Verilog and C, nice. Thank you for the bits, by the way. I really do appreciate that. System Verilog and C on a electric cyclone board. Nifty. Nifty. Windows 10 blue screen for the game over screen. Maybe. Maybe. Thank you for the file. Appreciate that. Well, no, I could have like something like you've been backtraced or whatever. Your IP has been backtraced or something with like a big error screen. Right? We can make our own Nest blue screen. We could. We absolutely could. So these are all the circled ones. Punch card. Ooh. You have lost. Please wait while we shame you for failing. Well, that would just look like a building. Because like a punch card. These guy. Yeah. Bitcoin mining on a 55-year-old IBM 1401 mainframe. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Keyboard icon, maybe, but that's more of one like that you're using, right? Good luck masking that. Yeah. Good luck making that. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. Are you maybe like a workstation kind of thing? Are you doing it wrong though? I mean, if you're doing it all in Fortran, you shouldn't be. Why? Just why? Why though? What are some other icons here? We could have like a big like office building or whatever for the last one. What's happening? I think I know what you're talking about. And yes, I've seen that too. It was pretty funny. Punch machine code. What's this? That's not how that works. But all right. Well, I mean, you can't really tell the size difference for these guys, I guess, right? Because they're all the same kind of size looking thing. Something I remember of hearing of an old Fortran program called Save, because it made far less likely that the card deck would be thrown out. You know, that doesn't really surprise me, honestly. I think I actually had a computer that took these 8-inch floppies. Because I remember having like a bag of floppies this size. I don't think it even really worked, but I think I remember having a floppy drive this large before. Remember when I actually connected a standard save icon to a floppy disk? I don't know why I never could until a few years ago. But yeah, that's the save icon is, you know. I've seen yeah, it's a 3.5 inch. I've seen videos of like, you know, kids being shown a floppy disk, and like, oh, it looks just like the save icon, and you're like, oh, jeez, that's. You have a save, yeah, you have a save icon. Wow, and you're like, I mean, I guess technically you're correct, but it's really the other way around. The save icon is the floppy. Does that just make people cringe? Nice. All right. So what would one of these work out? Like, would one of these look decent as I don't know, an object in this? So we got that. We got like a middle bit right there, right? And we got. Maybe I want to make that a little bigger, yeah. I keep hitting the wrong button. Move that up, or no. You can store a whole image on them. A whole image! You know what would put, what you would put in those to store the floppies with this? I have two holders of those. Oh, yeah, the little, like a mini filing cabinet, but for floppies. Yeah. Alright, let's burst these out a little bit. Actually, are these square? Are these perfectly square? I guess. Yeah, so they're not rectangular. They are actually square. Okay. Oops. And then I can move this up like that a little bit, I guess. And then, well, maybe not like. I guess I could do that. Is that? Can you tell what that is? I don't know. I have like that up there, maybe like that. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Not really. Yeah. Okay. So what if? How about? Aren't quite square so that you can't put them in the drive sideways. Well, this is square enough for my purposes, right? I want this window. 3.5. Okay, so let's use this as a reference. Let's go ahead and draw another square here. And get rid of that guy. Oops. Let's see here. Let's see here. Not like that. Oops. No, that's too much. That is too much. Reverse side. And then, like, the center bit. Or would I want to just have, like, the label end? Let's put the label on it. Like this, and then like, I don't know, some text. Something like that, maybe? I would probably want to fill this in with something, though. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Suppose I could use that for something. I don't know about level, but we'll see. All right, so how about modem icon? Power cable? I don't know about by itself. Maybe coming off of something? Like off the server rack or whatever? Face on double antenna modem might be feasible. Something like that, but in this style. I could do the little animation with that too. I mean, because that's simple enough right there, right? Something like... let's actually get, so I can have a center here. And then this guy... or about 2 actually. 2 I don't think works very well. But like for like an animation kind of thing, I could have something maybe like this, right? Where I cycle colors, so these colors will cycle, like light dark kind of thing, or maybe like it would hide one and then show one, like it would turn one off and turn the other on. Maybe. If I did that, I probably want to have another layer out here, right? So, well, how do I want to draw this? Right, so these would be different layers, right? Or not layers, but different frames, if you will, of the animation. There it goes. Grab this guy, move it over one. I don't know if I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all. Do not like that one at all. There's a bigger one like that. Good night. Gotta go to sleep. All right, it's 3:30 in the morning. Not good. Have a good night. Hope to see you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Yeah, so like, maybe I could do something like this, right? Where either it like cycles through these colors, or cycles through some colors with this, right? Control H. Nope. Shift H. There it is. Yeah, where it either like cycles through some colors or cycles on and off. 3:30. Goodness gracious, you guys. Let's round this out a little bit, yeah. And we might as well, like, move that roughly center. And what? How about if I take that, something like that? Yeah. One off. Yes, it is 1 pixel off. But it kind of I can't have it dead center because the each of these are an even number of pixels, unless I have a double wide for the antenna, and I don't think I want a double wide for the antenna. You know. So I think I might just have to deal with it. Math sucks. Yeah, right. Well, actually, no, because if I have these the waves on a sprite layer, I only need one of them. And if it's on a sprite layer, right? So if I do it again, it's on a sprite layer. I don't need this guy because I can flip it horizontally. And this guy here, right? We'll have like 3 different colors, and I will cycle through them. So only one of them will be visible during that frame of animation. So that would fix that. Because again, I have plenty of space for these things, right? And I've got plenty of sprite space. I can, yeah. If I move the antenna. Move the antenna. Right about there. Then I can absolutely use this as not like that. Let's move it to that side though. Yeah. I say, as you say, plenty of space, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could just do one of those. Would that be better? I had that little thing there because, you know, the one had a little bulb there. But there are a bunch that don't have any of that kind of stuff, right? It's just simply a line. Yes, that could work. Ooh, a Thermon coin? I'm too used to having to squish my custom graphics in 32 8x2 tiles. Super Bowl tagging, you know, too much space. Yeah. Christian modem. Yeah, it probably does look a little better though without it. So I'll just leave it off, I think. Satellite? Maybe? Maybe. I don't know if I'll have a satellite as like a destination icon, maybe? I don't know. Can't have to go with modem? So you don't really hack a cable. Cable just carries everything. Boardroom? Like a satellite disk? Or dish, you mean? I mean, if I had one of these like next to a building, maybe. Cat5Q, we level select a path between the levels. Decent idea. I don't think I have enough pixels for that. Sorry, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have enough pixels for for leading between the levels. Yeah, I mean the way I'm thinking of having the level select, right? I won't have it fill the whole screen. I'll have it fill like hang on, it's been bugging me for a while. I'll have it fill say like up to there or so, 2/3 ish, 3/5 roughly, and have the bottom like the name or whatever of the currently selected level that you want to go to. Satellite dish rice bowl? Was that there? Was that really on the? No. What do you want about? I don't know. Ooh. How about like an actual satellite? How about this one? I like this one. I said the name of an actual satellite. Okay. Okay. So this could be an interesting one. Sputnik, look at that. So a lot of these are actually at a 45-degree angle. Like all of them, like on the like, a lot of them are pointing the same angle. Well, not a lot of them, but a bunch of them are. Look at 45, 45, 45. This entire top row that are actually satellites, not satellite dishes, are at a 45-degree angle. And they could be levels right next to each other. Yes, they could. So it's curving motion, clearly. Yeah. That's a detailed one. Look at that. I like our idea of what a satellite looks has not changed since like the 50s, right? It's all like the same, like cube with solar panels on either side and a big hunkin' satellite dish in the middle of the cube. My music stopped. Why did it stop? Come on. There it goes. Hard to improve on a segment of an ellipse. Yeah. 40, I guess 45 gives a feeling of orbit. Yeah. But it makes things for me easier, I think, right? Because if I'm drawing that stuff, right? If I'm drawing like something at a 45-degree angle, it's 1-to-1, right? So it's a 1/1 down step, right? Which works really well with pixel art. 12 and a half. No, not doing that. Right. So I'm making this a lot larger than it needs to be right now. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's confine this to 3x3 for now, right? So that means we're erasing that. Okay, so that'll be the bounds of like the satellite arms, the solar panels, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Then we'll get rid of that stuff there, like that. And then say from there. And then there. .45 degrees is one of the few common angles that yeah. It's nice, you know? Okay, so these guys will be like solar panels. So that's not a really an even number. That's fun. That works well enough like that, I guess. Like that, and then like that. Have a little like, I don't like that. No. So there. So you know, I remember like things at this angle don't look that great on the NES if it's just lines. In fact, I don't think you can draw any polygon besides a square perfectly using pixel art because there's no angle that will match. I mean, you can go to approximation of circles, but everything else is a crapshoot. I don't know. I think it depends. Depends on like how many colors you have. I think how many colors you have to work with. Like this right here, it's just monochromatic, really. For now, anyway. Let's have the satellite just be like a 45-degree angle thing going on. Needs to be bigger than that. This was just like a satellite dish with solar panels. I could just like take this route, and instead of like having an actual dish, like have a modified one of these guys that's like rotated a little bit. Like let's watch this rotate and get horribly distorted. Oh, look at that. So that there's the 45. No. Maybe. Let's select that as a whole tile. And then rotate it 45 and it looks like Garbo. Oh, that just made it worse. Well, that one almost works. Yeah, I'm just gonna want to redraw that, I think. Yeah. Yikes! Yeah, it's a big yikes. Triangle is 120 degrees, but can't be done. Pentagon is 72, can't be done. Hexagon is 60, can't be done. Octagon actually can be done. So any Fortingon can be done. Yeah, that was a big yikes. I think that was a big yikes. So we're just gonna draw a new one. How about that? We'll use this color. How? Because it's gonna be like. Something like this, actually. Or is it just gonna be like lines at the very beginning? Yeah. Well, I mean... That could work, right? Yeah, that could work. And again, I could do the same thing with this guy, with the animation stuff, you know. I guess. Oops. Corner? What corner? Need 100 con. You can make one perfectly in a grid with ample size. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what these colors will be, but like, I don't know. I can make them different or for now. You know? Yeah, so it's like a grid thing or whatever here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That button. The pixels connected to the satellite with its solar panels aren't symmetric. You are correct. They are not. They are on... well, that one's on... down over there. Thank you. You know, I think I almost want them like that. Do I want them like that? Yeah, I think I want them like that, actually. No, oh, there it is. I think I like it better like this. Maybe. And maybe even like... don't think I like that. I'll have these solid for now, I think. Maybe. And I'll come back to a pattern on that later, I think. Yeah, I'll come back to that later, I think, with a pattern. And let's go ahead and put this guy up here like that. Beautiful. I think we're making progress. Yeah. How many levels do I want, by the way? Like, how many do you think I could fit on the screen? Because that'll be really the limiting factor is how many I can fit on that screen. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, I could probably do 15, I think, right? Power pole? I don't know. Because that's more of like a transmission of something, not like a system you can hack into. Right? This is actually a map of Star Fox 64. So yes. Yes, that's what I'm going for. That aesthetic, but well, that design rather, but with a hacking kind of aesthetic instead, you know. But yeah, that I'm using Star Fox as a direct reference. As a direct reference. I'm pretty sure this right here is yeah, this is a Star Fox 64 map, planet map. So. Excuse me. Goodness. But yeah, so like power line stuff is, I mean, is transmission of power really. It's not a system that's targetable. Like a Star Fox 64 hack. Custom enemies and maps. Well, that'd be interesting. CCTV icon. Hazard sign, nuclear sign, maybe. Ooh. Maybe this is not one of those like 45-degree angle ones. Maybe 1984. Yeah, right. .512 by 512. This is like what? 3 times larger than this right here, than what I have available to me. But yeah, I do like this idea. I'm not sure how well I'll be able to draw that though. You know, I'm not sure how well I'll be able to convey this. Don't get me wrong, a lot of these are very, very simple designs. But there's a lot of angles in them, right? I mean, I could have one that's like this. That's just 90-degree angles, I guess. But I don't. That one doesn't feel right. That one doesn't look right. You know? Because it's not looking down on you. It's you're meeting at eye level. It's not you know, above you looking down, very imposing, whatever. 45 would be fine, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I might come back to this one. I might come back to this one here. All right. Well, let's see. office building icon. I think I want something like this for like the end, right? So over here we got this like massive planet or whatever. So I think like for the quote unquote boss level or whatever, I'd want like a big like office corporation kind of building looking thing, right? Yeah, I might even like not necessarily take, but use use my cityscape ideas from my last game for that one and take like 2 or 3 buildings for that. Something like, you know, kind of like that setup, or this setup right here. Maybe? 'Cause this isn't something that's too difficult. Right? It's like for like, you know, like a end level bossy kind of thing, right? You've got your like main kind of building, like Megacorp Co or whatever, and you got like smaller buildings over here, and like another smaller building over here. That's maybe like a little bit not just not exactly wider, but like that, right? But have like the one in the middle maybe like a different color, right? Give all of them like rows of windows or something. Oops. But then again, that kind of looks like the server stuff again, you know. I suppose unless I have like a ground level kind of like door looking thing, maybe space this stuff out a little bit more. Vertical windows. Okay. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. There it goes. I could also leave out some windows. Yeah, I did that before with my other game. Like that, and then just like blurb out some of them. That could work, right? Server or office building? Yeah, see, so that's the distinction I want to be able to make, right? Is server or office building? I don't know. Let's actually use the square tool or the rectangle tool to do this. Yeah, because that doesn't really like, I don't know, get across the idea I want, really, if I do it that way. What if I have these guys like this, but I'll do the removing some here in a second. But then again, that'll still look like a potentially like a server, you know? What if I have like a door or whatever there? Well, I guess less so if there's a door there, right? But then, like, you know, block out some of these. Yeah, it still kind of looks like a rack, like a server rack a little bit, you know? mean, even if I like put like an antenna thing on top or whatever. This is not the kind of one of the patterns I had on the in the last game. Yeah, not aligned properly. That's on purpose actually. Triangle roof? I mean, something like that. I suppose I could do that, right? Like, right there somewhere? Maybe not. Yeah, that could do a little better, I think. Right? Maybe not having this up here. Yeah, it looks less left of server at this point, right? Might change that later, but we'll see. That goes over. That goes over a little bit. I did it again. I keep doing that. Let's take that and just move it down by 2. Okay, not quite by 2 then. How about that and then take that and move it down like that? No, because that looks crippled. What if I take all of this? Well, let's get rid of 1 row. Grab all of this, move it down by 1. Grab this, move that down by 1. Does this fit in? Okay, now it fits in 3 by 3. Is Go worthless until it's compiled to assembly? What? What is it? Oh, what is that sweet Go code? I mean, I have it's over here somewhere. Yeah, where is it? I mean, yeah, it's some convert map stuff. There you go. There's some Go code. I know I have Go in assembly in the title, but I'm not really doing much code today. Is it DISC or DISK? I don't know. I've seen both and I've used both myself. Yeah. Hello, Cuba, by the way. How you doing? I don't think I said hi to you. As in, I think files are stored. Right. I've seen both. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen both and I've used both myself. I don't know. I wish I could help you there, but I can't. I can't. All right. Yeah. So I think I'll come up with some more ideas for this later on. GIF or GIF? Yeah. Which one? What, for GIF or GIF? Sometimes I use them like interchangeably just to tick people off, honestly. Disk is American used for computer stuff. Disk is the British used for music. Huh. At least the first Google result claims that. Everything that's not a CD is spelled disc with a K. CD itself is spelled disc with a C. I mean, I guess I could see that. Soft G is for peanut butter. Wait, you don't like animated GIFs? Time-lapse stuff, kind of. How you doing, Brick Sparks? Welcome. So I am working out like destination kind of icons. Think on the order of the Star Fox map, right? So this is what I'm trying to go towards. Graphical image format. So here for Star Fox, it's between like planets and whatever. But I want to be like going between servers and like hackable things, right? Because my theme for this is you're hacking into a system because reasons or whatever. Yeah, disk is short for diskette. Disk is the original word from discus. Okay, but where does diskette come from? Because the "et" at the end of it makes it seem like that's the smaller version of something, right? Literally have the C# file IO docs open, and it uses disk a lot. I could have looked there. Small disk. For Star Fox 64 though, yeah, Star Fox is a fantastic game. Disk. Or yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a modifier at the end of that. But or yeah, or the Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. I don't remember if I have the cartridge for that. I think I do, but I don't remember if I do. Disker? Sure. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? But yeah, so that's what I'm aiming for anyway, for a map kind of thing. And these are like the intermediate kind of like level things. And I guess I'll have like some sort of I don't know, like a cursor or whatever that goes around them. That's kind of just like let's see if I can do it real quick. Something that's kind of like this, right? But like around the edges of whatever thing I've selected, right? Kind of like that. So this, well, I mean, you know, it'd be like that, or it'd be bigger than this, obviously, over a bunch of these, but yeah, it'd be blinking or what have you. That's my idea for it anyway. Yeah. It's like for the bigger ones, I mean, obviously it'd be like there, and then like that. So then it like covers like the whole thing, and it's like blinking or whatever, you know. This doesn't need to conform to the grid, because I mean it's sprites, so you know I can move it wherever. But yeah, that's the idea on that. At least you have to have more room to work with the. Yeah, so I do have a lot more room to work with than a Super Mario World hack. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, because I do need to do a lot of planning for data formats for the map, and how I want to actually store that in memory, and how I want to traverse that, right? And at least get it like written down, right? Written down in this book. And I've got to do laundry tomorrow, so I'll be doing this tomorrow. Yeah. Some of the not graphics. Good. That's a Super Mario Hacker Show. I haven't actually reversed any. I haven't done any Super Nintendo stuff. I've done a lot of NES stuff. I've done a lot of reverse engineering on the NES or Famicom too. I started looking into the Super Nintendo a little bit, Not for hacking, but for homebrew stuff. It's different. It's different. Very interesting. I don't know if I'll get to any of it soon, but I do want to get to some of it eventually. You know. But don't go anywhere quite yet. We're gonna go say hi to somebody. I think. Yeah. Who are we gonna go say hi to? Someone I haven't gone to in a little while, I think. Maybe? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody we can go to. I haven't gone... we haven't said hi to this guy in a while. Let me make sure he's not just, like, ending, though. Oh, he's only been on since... He's been on for, like, 45 minutes. What's he working on? He's writing a parser and some HTTP API stuff. Neat. All right, let's go say hi to this guy. He's been here before. I think I've rated him before. I don't know. I'm sure I have. But the space for current loaded graphics is limited by VRAM and how Super Mario World works. Yeah, I don't know the specific details on Super Mario World, but I imagine that it's restrictive. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back on... What is today? Today is Thursday, right? Yeah, so I'll be back on Saturday. I'll probably be doing more of this stuff here. We'll see. I don't know. Hope to see you then. I hope I have fun with laundry too. I have a lot of laundry to do, a lot of planning to do. I hopefully will see you guys on Saturday. I don't think there's movie night this Saturday. Details will be in Discord either way. I'll know, I guess, as a definite on stream on next stream. But yeah, come and say hi with me to Gossamer Socks. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know. Who knows? Come and say hi. You guys have a good night. Thank you.